All right, you guys. So we're testing another game here on the PlayStation 5 Pro. This time we are testing The Last of Us Part 1, which is the latest version of the game, if I'm not mistaken. And when I launched into the game, right away I got this message. So we're going to go ahead and say yes for now. Um, and we'll go and jump into the settings in a little bit later and kind of see what other options we might have. Now, I have played this game before. When I first bought my PlayStation 5 about 3 years ago, I was really only playing sports games and I never really got into any single player games. I was a big multiplayer type of player, Call of Duty and 2K and stuff like that. And so I was really, I had distanced myself from the single player game. And when I got the PlayStation 5, I got really excited about getting into these PlayStation exclusives. And this is one of the games I started with. It was recommended to me, and so I definitely gave it a run through, and it was a great game. So as you can see, I've actually finished the game. I could start a new one in New Game Plus, or I can continue another portion of the game. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue another portion of the game because I don't want to have you guys sit through the sad part in the beginning and bore you with kind of getting the game going, right? So let's just jump right into the game and take a look at the visuals and the frame rates. Now we are here with yeah, looks like 60 frames for sure. Because 60 frames is a little fuzzy when you're panning around pretty quickly. Um, and it just gets smoother and smoother as you begin to increase the frames. So in any case, looks like we're under tripwire here. Um, oops, just tried to stand up. It's been a long time since I played this game, so I don't remember the controls perfectly.
You hear that?
Yeah.
But all in all, visually it's there. I mean, looks like there's a lot of film grain. Can I change that? Let's see if we can get rid of that. Display. Yeah, motion blur and film grain is turned all the way up. Let's get rid of that stuff. And then while we're here, let's just take a look at the unlocked frame rate is already on. Now it looks like we can change the rendering mode. Let's see. Scale. So it looks like there's two forms of upscaling here. Obviously, the Pro mode is the PSSR, which is Sony's version of upscaling, and then it looks like there's a different type of version of upscaling there too, under performance mode. Um, so let's just switch it to performance and see if we see anything any different. Oh, we got rid of the film grain. That's wonderful. Um, Now the details in his hair is not as good, okay, as it was in the Pro mode. It's just a little fuzzier, a little more grainier, and it doesn't look quite as good. Let me walk over to Allie and see. Her hair looks pretty good. Her hair looks better than his, actually. But definitely 60 frames still. Let's go back into the options here. And favorite resolution over frame rate renders that output at 4K. So I think if we go into fidelity, That is a native 4K. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, the hair looks a lot better. Definitely looks a lot better. But 30 frames, oh man, that's really rough on the eyes. Like if you're gaming at 30 frames often, I mean your eyes have to hurt, dude. Like there's no question about it. But visually, I mean visually that it's there, right? The detail in the 4K is really good. Um, so yeah. I don't have any complaints. Um, other than the 30 frames. So let's go back to Pro mode. Let's go back and let's look at Pro mode and let's see if the resolution looks as good as Fidelity mode, because I think it looked better than Performance if I'm being honest. So let's see if it looks as good. And it does. It really looks better. So I don't know what software they were using. I think it's called FSR3. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what Sony was using prior for their upscaling before they introduced PSSR. And the details in um, his hair, in Joel's hair, look really, really good in Pro mode, you guys. So let's just go back to performance. Yeah, it's great. It's grainier. Like the details aren't as fine. It just isn't. So, the game's giving me hints because I'm not moving a whole lot. Yeah, even his beard looks just really fuzzy and grainy, you guys. Um, Now the details in the vegetation and the buildings, that that stuff looks okay. Let me change it here while I got the vegetation up. Pro mode. Also, there's an unlocked frame rate. So I am on a VRR display, um, on an OLED VRR display here. So, um, there's more detail in the vegetation too. It's better. It's better than performance mode, you guys. I think if you're gonna play this game, um, or if you're gonna try to play it again and you've already
So
played
we're
it,
just standing there and this is awkward.
I think you just want to do pro mode, right, with uncapped frame rate. Now, with that being said, let's check the frame rate. It looks like it's telling the monitor output at 120 hertz, but it's still 60 frames, you guys. Okay, this is not 100. This is not a 120 frame game, the way Resident Evil Village is. Okay, if you have not had a chance to play that or see it, I did make a video on it, and it looks glorious at 120 frames. Okay. Now this is running at a solid 60. I'm sure there might be some like frame jumps where it's running like at 80 or 90 frames occasionally, but this is definitely a solid 60 frames. Um, and it's taking advantage of VRR. So on my display, it's saying that it's getting 120 frames, but like there's a clear difference between like 120 frames and 60, okay? And just like there's a very clear difference between 30 and 60, okay? So we're talking double the frames in both scenarios, and visually it's noticeable. So maybe this thing is uncapped at like 65 to 70 frames. But it's not 100 and it's not 120, okay? So, but listen, 60 frames per second is gonna be the bare minimum, you guys. That's like uh, gaming at 30. I just can't do it anymore. I refuse to do it if I'm being honest with you. So That's why I personally went and got the PlayStation 5 Pro. I wanted the better experience. I wanted the solid visuals and I wanted the solid frames without having to go buy a PC. Now, I do own a PC, okay? I'm not gonna say that I don't. I recently bought one. I wanted to just see what that experience was like. And if I'm being honest, a PC, if you have the hardware, the PC delivers in the context of frames and visuals, right? But there are drawbacks to that. I mean, it's just not as seamless. The thing like randomly reboots for no reason, at least once a day. Games will crash. So it may deliver better visuals and frames, but the experience isn't as good. You have to have a controller plugged in with a wire on a PC, and you have to have a thumb drive dongle for like a headset. So I feel like I'm going backwards in that regard, right? Like headsets and controllers work very, 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 very well on consoles, okay? Wirelessly, okay? And their technology has improved significantly over the years. There's very little latency when it comes to wireless gameplay on consoles. Now, I think you should still be using a Ethernet cable, especially if you're playing multiplayer. Probably not as important in a single game like this. Most Wi-Fi these days is really, really good, and you can get away with playing wirelessly for single player games. But you definitely want to have an Ethernet. You're gonna bang on the door and run away. If you're playing multiplayer in any sort of situation, whether it be like a sports game online or a shooter online, I mean, you want to be plugged into an Ethernet cable.
Shit, you're gonna go in there?
I want to
So
see
that,
what we can find.
You're gonna find my body when I die from a heart attack.
Don't worry. I got this.
the relationship and the conversations these two have, it's really, really good. Um, but anyways, latency issues, use an Ethernet cable, okay? So let's just run around here a little bit more.
Oh, shit.
Oh, ooh. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Can't just be running up on me like that.
Jeez, that thing scared the shit out of me.
I love how this
Well,
girl cusses.
While we're here, let's search the place.
That was great. On your feet, Joel. Let's go, buddy. Oops. Wrong button. Yeah, let's get these
Rachel.
flies here. Why are you staring at that letter? So, in the context of PSSR, you guys, this game does deliver. It is better than the performance mode or the upscaling mode that it was using prior. So, if you haven't played this game, play it in pro
Do
mode.
you think they ever found each other?
How the hell would I know?
Well, I'd like to think they did.
If you are new to the franchise and you got a PlayStation 5 Pro, play it in pro mode, you guys. It's going to be the best experience, okay? A solid 60 frames, and a solid upscaling job. Like the details in his beard and his hair are really, really good using PSSR. It's just as good as the native 4K version. And this video will be uploaded to YouTube in 4K. So if you're on a mobile device, make sure you change your settings to view it that way so that you can see the details that I'm talking about, okay? But in any case, this is looking pretty good for this game. It's solid. PSSR is the real deal. I just can't wait for more games to apply it. My PlayStation library
Let's get the hell
runs
out of
deep.
here.
I got a lot of games that I have bought that I want to play. And when they announced the PlayStation 5 Pro, I did buy games, knowing that I would be playing them on this console. So I got a lot of games to play. What are we doing here?
Those things are kind of awesome.
That's what we
she
want to do it.
she cusses a lot. Oh, this shit's great. Great personality, great voice acting by the voice
Hey, watch your
actor.
step.
Looks like I found a bullet there. Oh! I did not see the tripwire. Uh, oh, that was great, bro. I did not see the tripwire at all, but there was clearly one there. Um, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope the information was good. I hope that you can see the whatever you're viewing this video on. Hopefully it's a 4K version of some sort and you can kind of see the details that I was talking about, because if you're looking at this on a 1080p monitor of any or screen of any kind, you're not going to really see what I was talking about in regards to the details in the hair, and Joel's hair, and even the vegetation. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up there. I totally give this game a thumbs up. It delivers on what it said it was going to deliver on. We'll wrap it up there. We'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.